Well met, adventurer, and welcome back to Muscle and Magicka, where you, my friend, just accepted a quest. Today's quest initiated by longtime, loyal, and steadfast knight, young Garen. Apologies, Sir Garen, I realized that you asked this question months ago, but apparently some bro mages got onto my computer and deleted the original screen cap of your comment, because as you know, bro mages hate the spreading of truth and light.
But the will of a Templar is stronger!
Now, in regards to young Garen's question, if I had to pick one fruit or vegetable to recommend, I would think that the answer would be quite obvious. Senzu beans. Hands down, no questions asked. I mean, they instantly restore energy, they seem to be capable of cellular regeneration, and what's more, one bean can keep a man full for up to 10 days. And at this point you're saying, Rants, senzu beans don't exist. First of all, don't ever doubt my wisdom again. Second of all, you're exactly correct. Senzu beans don't exist. Let me rephrase that last sentence in a way which conveniently transitions to the point of this video. Magically powerful fruits and vegetables, superfoods, you might call them, which are so good for you that they preclude you from needing to consume other fruits and vegetables, don't exist. Which might seem really obvious to some of you, and yet all the time we hear these foods marketed as such in the media.
But Goku, this is the #1 antioxidant boosting food you simply must eat!
First of all, don't tell me what I must be eating. Poorly sourced magazine article. I think I can figure that out for myself, thank you very much. Second of all you've managed to do is identify a fruit or vegetable which of course has some micronutrient value, but at best doesn't possess any unusually dense nutrient value, and at worst doesn't even have the purported health benefits that you're claiming. Look, there's an old adage that goes something like this: never eat shredded wheat. Actually, that's just a mnemonic used to teach people north, east, south, and west, but I thought I'd bring it up because it never made any sense to me. What about people that love shredded wheat? Are they supposed to just choose between enjoying their favorite breakfast cereal and being able to read a compass? Variety is the spice of life. Funnily enough, it turns out variety is also the spice of not having nutrient deficiencies. The truth of the matter is there's a large number of micronutrients out there, and the best way to ensure that you're getting sufficient amounts of most, if not all of them, is simply by eating a wide variety of whole foods, especially fruits and vegetables. And honestly guys, this is precisely the reason why your typical standard bro, who eats broccoli 6 times a day but no other vegetables, never touched a piece of fruit in his entire life, can be just as easily nutrient deficient as your common variety if it fits your macros nublet who apparently failed the intellect check at flexible dieting and thinks it's okay to fill his macros with nothing but Pop-Tarts, ice cream, and protein supplements. Alright, mulatto rant over. Since I didn't actually answer your question, young Garen, but rather reworked it a little bit for the purposes of making a point, let me first give you some practical recommendations when it comes to fruit and vegetable intake, followed by my own personal preferences for those who are interested. This first set of recommendations, sourced from Eric Helms, is based off of caloric intake, and it's meant more for the physique/performance-oriented population, who's probably already eating a pretty good amount of whole foods as it is, and is more likely to actually have some idea of their caloric intake. For every 1,000 calories that you consume, you should aim for at least 1 serving each of fruits and fibrous vegetables, and that will round up. So people on 1,200 to 2,000 calories would aim for 2 servings each, people on 2,000 to 3,000 calories would aim for 3 servings each, and so on and so forth. Now this is going to be a pretty solid number for most people to aim for, however, there are a few circumstances in which it could become problematic. For instance, if you're dieting for a show on very low calories, specifically on very low carbs, you might find it difficult to get in that amount of fruit. In which case, you could be a little bit more conservative with the fruit and perhaps increase your vegetable intake to compensate. Conversely, if you have a very high caloric requirement and a very low appetite, you might actually find it difficult to get in that amount of fibrous vegetables daily, since vegetables tend to be a lot more filling. In which case, it'd probably be fine for you to go ahead and lower that minimum requirement to 2 or 3 servings per day, and then perhaps increase your more calorie-dense fruits in order to compensate. For the rest of the population who isn't as health conscious, who is much more likely to have developed nutrient deficiencies, and who probably doesn't have any idea what their caloric intake is, my recommendations are actually much simpler. Now, I want you to realize that I'm going to refrain from using this opportunity to push my agenda for you here at Muscle and Magicka, which is ideally to get you tracking your intake, at least for a short time, so you have more data, more information as to what's going on, so you can take your progress out of that realm of guesswork and abstraction and into the realm of concrete, formulaic, measurable control, so you can find your experience bar, and I'm doing it again, aren't I? My recommendation to you, very simply, is just to eat more vegetables always. And when you get to the point where you're pretty sure you're consuming enough vegetables, add some more vegetables. Every meal, vegetables. In fact, if you want a number to aim for, I highly suggest that you aim for a minimum of 10 combined servings of fruits and vegetables, which might sound like a lot, but when you consider what a serving size actually is, and when you consider the fact that our goal here is to remove nutrient deficiencies from your diet, I think you'll find that it's not really that much. And remember, if you're having trouble hitting these numbers, due to appetite or caloric allotment, you can always manipulate your fruit and vegetable ratio in order to make it a little bit easier. And now to finally answer your actual question, young Garen, as somebody who personally tends to overconsume and under-exercise, I almost always aim for what's going to give me the highest amount of volume. So in terms of fruits, that means apples, berries, pumpkin, and I will occasionally work in some bananas or some raisins depending on my goals and my appetite. In the world of vegetables, spinach, broccoli, mushrooms, tomatoes, baby carrots, those are my main staples. And I'll use things like peas and corn and the other more starchy vegetables a little bit more sparingly and save those primarily for my off season. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this quest. Like the video to turn it in, and if you would like increased health and experience points, I have a follow-up quest for you. Comment below and let me know your favorite fruit or vegetable to work into your diet. Or, better yet, make sure you're following me on Instagram, take a photo and tag me in it, that I may look upon the diets of my knights and maybe even think of some better ways to incorporate fruits and veggies myself. And of course, if you've yet to become a knight, subscribe to the channel. Join the Order of Muscle and Magicka, where I arm you with spells that you can use to fight the bro magic and misinformation that is so prevalent, and where you'll find tools and weapons to help you find your own individual experience bar and help you level up your fitness and nutrition. Until next time, stay vigilant. Never eat soggy waffles, is what they taught us in school. But see, even that one doesn't make much more sense to me, because what if you're someone like me? What if you're someone who enjoys lots of condiments on their food? I, for one, drench my waffles in syrup. So what, wait, am I just supposed to choose between enjoying my waffles the way that I like them and being able to read a compass? Huh? Answer me. I refuse not to be heard.
But Goku, this is the #1 antioxidant boosting food you simply must eat.
Oh, I look like a crazy person doing that.